but this video is directed to the 1K generation. Listen, if you're a 2K and so forth, you can stay if you want to, but it's directed at the 1K generation. You're not going to be confused because the definition of the 1K generation has been put out there, and unfortunately we are part of it. As the 1K generation, here's one thing I want you to understand is that we're old, guys. And we're old and we have to be responsible. We are in the adulthood level. We have no choice. And as an adult, as a 1K generation, there's a few things that I want you to have in place. We don't want to have problems when something happens, right? One, I want you to have a will. Listen, you've got kids. You've got a spouse. You've got parents you're taking care of. What's the idea around the things that you have? How do you want them to be inherited? You've got a car you're driving right now. You've got investments. Don't you? You've got a house that you recently just bought. So what's the plan? If something happens to you, how are those things supposed to be inherited? We don't want problems. Do you want your other parent, because you've got two parents, there's the one that raised you, there's the one that did not raise you. Do you want both of them to inherit? Because if you don't have a will, possibility is that both of them are going to have to inherit. Let's move ahead. Number two, you need to have a life policy. You've got children. You have children. You have put them in a certain standard. They go to certain schools. They eat certain foods. They live in certain neighborhoods. If something happens to you, in terms of school, in terms of all of these things that I've counted, how are those things supposed to continue if you don't have a life policy? And in addition to that, I don't just want you to have a life policy. I want you to have a life policy that you have structured in accordance, properly so, in a sense that it's not going to possibly go into the hands of another individual, but rather it's going to be structured in an entity such as a trust, so that the child gets it as and when they need it, and it stretches up until they get to a certain point in their lives. Because we don't want them in a different situation than what you have given right now. Is that not the case as a 1K person who has a child? Let's move ahead. Another thing that I want you to think about is what I spoke about not so long ago, that when you're going to make these important decisions now, we need you to be level-headed. We're not at a point where we can afford to be excited in the decisions that we're making. In fact, in most instances at this point in time, as the 1K generation, it's difficult to be excited about any decision, i.e. getting married, buying a car, buying an immovable property. Why? Because you are counting so many things. Yes, you're so grateful and thankful that, oh my goodness, I can be able to purchase this. But now you're thinking about so many things that come with this. So I want you to be level-headed. As a 1K person, you cannot think only utilizing emotions or make decisions on that basis. We're going to have to think very carefully and clearly about these, because we're at an age where we cannot make those types of big mistakes, because they will affect and set us back so badly. To the 1K generation, bye-bye.
But let's just look at the importance of, having or owning, drafting, and, also renewing your will.
So the importance is that it gives expression to what you wish to have happen to your estate. It clearly indicates who you want to inherit your property. It also minimizes, as you've mentioned, conflicts, because after you've passed, there's no doubt about what you wanted to have happen, who you want to be beneficiaries of your estate.
But why do you still find a large number of people without wills? Is it because I know young people, some of them would be, would say that, no, I'm still young, I don't think I'll die anytime soon, I'll have it at a later stage. Is that the case?
Young people never think of that because they think it's not time yet. I have to be old to do that. Secondly, people think that you have to have a lot of money. You have to be a millionaire to do a will or make a will, leave an estate. And that is not true. Anybody can make a will when you are older than 16 years and competent to do that. Not meaning you are not mentally incapable of making a will. Yes.
Yeah.
So when people die without a will, all the dependents, biological children, become beneficiaries. So what we find is that after a person passes, many biological children or family members come out of the woodwork that the direct family might not have known about. And this is the kind of thing that creates conflict then between the families, because people start disputing whether they are in fact biological children of the deceased.
All right, so when they don't, can I draft my own will, or does it have to be drafted by a legal advisor or a lawyer or an attorney? Talk to us about the legalities when drafting one.
You can draft your own will. It's not always advisable. So it is advisable that you go to an attorney, that you go to a legal advisor, a legal professional. Financial advisors are capable to do this. Banks can also do that.
Yeah.
The reason it is advisable is there's certain legal requirements and formalities that a will must comply with. And so if you have that legal advice and expertise, expert person looking at your will, you make sure that your will is valid. Because if it's not valid, it's not something that can be enforced.